Okay, I'm going to be as mature about this as possible. Windows sucks. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Now, let's before all you raging nerds flip the fuck out. Um, I grew up with PC my whole life, so I know a lot about PC. I just and I used to use PC and I loved PC, but there are so many things wrong with PC. It's amazing. About 3 years ago, I first ever started using. It's getting dark outside. I first ever started using Apple. In my whole entire life, never used Apple. The only time I ever used Apple in my life was when I got an iTouch. And that's it. And I loved iTouch. The only problem is whenever I jailbroke them, they broke. So, there are good things and horrible things about PC. Lots of horrible things. And there are good things and horrible things about Mac. Now, there's mainly only two horrible things about Mac that I can even think of. One, you have to learn how to use their operating system, which means how the computer works and the way it works, because it is nothing like PC. Nothing at all. Everything is different. Second thing, only get a Mac. Only get a Mac if you're going to use it for work, schoolwork, more work, work, and work, and more work. Get a PC if you want to play games. Play more games. Play some more games. Hack a little bit. Do some modding. Modify everything inside the computer. Make it faster. Do whatever. PCs are meant to be modified. Macs are not meant to be modified. That's why all the PMSing PC users hate Mac, because it doesn't have a lot of customizability and it can't be changed very much. But you know what? Fuck PC! Honestly, when I first got a Mac, I'm like, this is stupid. I can't use this. And then my friend Scott, he showed me how to use it, and eventually I learned how to use it. Because that's what you do. You learn how to use different things. Now, when I started using it, it changed my life. It helped me do schoolwork. I got Photoshop on it, so I could use Photoshop. And it was a fast computer that couldn't get viruses. It couldn't get viruses. You know what's wrong about PCs? Every PC, no matter how good it is, it will always get a virus. And then you have to pay lots of money to get virus software or malware software or any kind of software that will get rid of the virus, which you will never really get rid of the virus. You will always have hackers with PCs, and you will always have problems with PCs. I grew up with PCs. I always know the problems that come with PCs. PCs suck cock. I mean, you can't modify a Mac, but why would you? I mean, they come fast and they don't get viruses. Surely you can't play a lot of games you can play on PC with them, but who gives a fuck? If you want to work, then they're useful. If you need to work your business, they're useful. If you need contacts to stay in touch with people, they're useful. If you need to stay in your house and go on porn websites and get viruses and play online games with a high graphics card and video card and good RAM because you replaced it and added it, get a PC. By all means, get a PC. Because you know what? You're going to get a virus and eventually your computer is going to be destroyed. and you'll have to replace the parts eventually. Now, the only reason my MacBook Pro is failing now is because I accidentally put a jar on top of it where the battery was, and that jar had a magnet on it, which I didn't know, because usually jars don't have mini magnets trapped inside the lids. So when I lifted it up, it stuck to the battery which was inside my MacBook Pro, and now my MacBook Pro runs slowly. If I didn't do that, it would still be running fast. Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about Droids. The worst phone you could ever buy. Ever. Droids suck. Honestly, they suck. I've had an iPhone. No, iPhone is this side. I've had an iPhone, and I have had a Droid. I've had a Droid for 1.5 years. And I am truly surprised it is still living. There's a laundry list of things wrong with the Droid. There is a tiny list of things wrong with the iPhone. The iPhone breaks too easily, so you have to get a new one. The new one they create within like 2 months, because they keep making new ones, which they don't have to do. See, oh, screensaver. If you want a customizable thing, which is the Droid, just like PCs, if you want to customize the shit out of your Droid, which will make it slower, because processes stay open, which is really annoying because you got to close all of them. You can't just close the app and it will, like, close. You got to close them all individually. It's really annoying. And most of the things you have to jailbreak in the iPhone, one of the hundreds of different models they have, you can get for free in the Android market. You can get a lot of apps that cost money in the Apple market, in the Android market for free. That's a plus. Okay, now let's say all the bad things first about the Droid. Whoever has a Droid and likes it, that's amazing. My sister has a Droid, she hates it too. One thing the Droid has that drives me crazy, that you can't get rid of, it's not autocorrect. It's the stupid thing that when you press the space bar, it changes the word. It changes, like, you can turn autocorrect off. That can be turned off. But you can't turn this stupid ass thing off. There's no option to turn it off. I've searched for like 2 hours straight to turn this thing off. It does not turn off. That's one thing. It's just one thing. It dies and restarts. It's done that since the day I got it. Didn't even drop it. I think the first time I dropped it, it took about 3 weeks. Don't anyone in this that's gonna comment and say stupid shit, don't say they never drop their phone or it's because I dropped my phone. Every person on the planet of this earth has dropped their phone at least once or lots of times. Okay, so this is a rant, by the way, of course. I'm making this because I'm sick and tired of my stupid phone. I was on a big call yesterday, and my phone just hung up and died and just decided to restart while I was just finishing talking to this person to activate the internet. The last step, the last little step. You know how long it took me to get to an actual person on the Comcast thing? It takes forever to get to an actual person. There are so many robots you have to press 1, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1. Oh, a real person, finally. And then you gotta talk to them. Oh, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so then I pretty much listed the things that are wrong with iPhone. It breaks too easily. They almost make you buy a case for it because it breaks too easily. I swear to God, they put something in it to make it fail once the new model comes out. So you gotta get a new model. Don't ever jailbreak an iPhone. And I mean it. And if you do jailbreak it, get a 32 gigabytes or a 64 gigabytes. And the reason why is because I've learned over the years. Cydia, or if I said that wrong, Cydia will always slow down your iPhone to the point where it will crash or become bricked, which will means you can't use it. There's a way to unbrick it though. That's hold down like the home button for like 6 minutes. That's what worked for me one time. I have lost so many Apple devices from jailbreaking. And honestly, all the things you get in jailbreaking, they're all in a Droid device. So there's no point in jailbreaking an iPhone. Just use an iPhone for an iPhone. If you want a jailbroken iPhone, just get a fucking Droid. Just get a Droid. Because they have all the options that a jailbroken iPhone has right there when you first get it. Don't have to do anything really. And I don't see why people root Android phones, because most of the things you can do jailbroken, you can just easily get for free without rooting it. I mean, rooting is the jailbroken version. I don't know. I never wanted to root it because they thought it would screw my phone up. But my phone's already screwed up. It's been screwed up since the day I got it. It's a piece of shit. So, what else can I say about it? Besides, it dies and restarts automatically. It has a stupid auto word change thing. And it has the worst battery life of any phone I've ever had. It probably can last me about 4 hours. It takes about 20 minutes to charge with the cord I use. And then it lasts, the shortest time it's ever had was about 60 minutes. I want the 2-year contract thing and so I can get an iPhone. Because honestly, I go to school, I do work, I have contacts, and with those things, I don't do gaming anymore. I used to do gaming when I was younger all the time, and I would use a PC. And I always wanted to build a PC back then. So PCs were like my thing back then. But then once I got the Mac, 2 to 3 years ago, I became a Mac freak. And I just got really busy with, I grew up. There's a good way to put it. I grew up a little bit. And so I decided to use Mac for work. So it's two-sided. Be a PC user for fun. I say for anyone, get both operating systems. Get both. Like my friend Johnny has. He has both. He has a PC and he has a MacBook Pro laptop. Like, and here's a few tips. If you go to somewhere like Best Buy, especially Best Buy, maybe Fry's. If you go to Best Buy, and if they try to give you one of those gay little flip-over laptops which turns into a tablet, don't fucking do it. Those things only have like 4 gigabytes of RAM. I swear to God, 4 gigabytes of RAM, if you are a gamer or something like that, a hacker, that's going to last you like a year. Because guarantee you're going to download a bunch of shit and your computer's going to slow down. And those kind of computers have like, I don't know if I'm correct with this, 2.1 gigahertz. They're slow. They're really slow. But a lot of people are dumb and don't know that. Now, the reason I like my MacBook Pro, no one has to agree with this, is because when I got it, for free, believe it or not. I got it, and it had 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is good. 16 gigabytes of RAM is really good, but it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's, I believe 2.5 gigahertz and 500 gigabytes of hard drive space. So it's pretty good just by default. I mean, I don't, you can't really modify, you can replace the parts, but you can't really modify a Mac very much. So it's good. It's good. But don't be tricked by the salespeople. Salespeople always try to screw you over with a bad deal. You gotta hustle your way to get a good deal with a salesperson. Just do your research to get a good PC. Because if you don't, you'll get a bad PC and you'll be stuck with this piece of shit. Well, we were at the store. I have a story for all y'all. We're at the store. Staples. Don't get a computer at Staples. They have some good ones, but don't do it. This is when I still was a PC freak. And I liked gaming about 4 years ago. This dude was like, you should get this computer. It's got 1 terabyte hard drive space. It's got 3.2. It's a quad core processor. But he didn't tell us how fast the gigahertz speed was, and it wasn't listed. And I just heard it was a quad core processor, which is good. And there was no like i5 or i7 processor in it. So I'm like, questionable, but let's get it. Because it was like $500 for everything inside. There's no, it's a monitor and computer inside one. This is the shittiest computer I've ever had in my life. I mean, my dad works in IT and he works with PCs, so he's good at tuning up computers and he's good with that. That's where I learned most of my PC things. But I've tried to speed up this computer. It's a shitty computer. This computer has like tons of viruses already. I put Norton on it. It's a bad computer. So whatever, I'm being fair here, whatever computer fits you, get. There's no wrong or right computer. If you're a gamer, get a PC. If you're a work kind of person who needs to keep track of certain schedules or do homework, or you're a busy person, get a Mac. If you're a hipster, get a Mac. If you're that guy that goes into a coffee shop, get a Mac. Yeah, pretty much. I hate coffee shops though. Okay, anyways, I'm done here. Everyone have a good day. Probably gonna get a lot of shit from this video. But I'll just ignore the comments and let the people in the comments argue with each other because that's much funnier. And I'll have something to laugh at. So, goodbye everyone. Have a good day. And I don't know. Bye.